Now, we will explain the properties of geothermal energy. For your information, the source of geothermal energy is heat which is continuously produced inside the earth. The use of geothermal heat is including for bathing, heat building, and to generate electricity. The heat from geothermal energy is produced by the radioactive decay of potassium, thorium, and uranium in the Earth's crust and mantle, and friction that generates along the margins of continental plates. As we know, the location of the geothermal reservoir is deep underground, and largely undetectable above ground. There are two methods to find geothermal reservoirs. First, drilling a well. Then, testing the temperature deep underground. The figure shows geothermal energy that appears on the Earth's surface. For example, hot springs, volcanoes and fumaroles, and geyser. Now, we explain about properties of a geothermal power plant. A geothermal well is drilled as much as 2 miles deep into the earth. It required a high temperature, 300 degrees Fahrenheit to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. It pumps steam or hot water to the surface. It uses high pressure to pump steam or hot water from a reservoir through a well. It located close to the geothermal sources. There are 6 structures in geothermal power plant. It includes well, to pump hot water to the surface, flash tank, usually in flash steam power plant, heat exchanger, in binary cycle power plant, turbines, generator, and injection well, that will use to pump back cool water into the earth, geothermal heat pumps. It usually uses directly in residential areas and large commercial buildings. The temperature of the earth 10 feet below ground is consistently between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It also uses the earth's constant temperature to heat and cool buildings. The structure of geothermal heat pumps. There are 3 main structures in it. It includes pipes that have liquid in it for the closed-loop system, pipes for the open-loop system, and a heat pump. Now we will explain what is the characteristic of geothermal energy. In this part, we will show you types of the geothermal power plant and heat pump, how it works, and the differences between each of them. There are 3 types of geothermal power plants such as dry steam, flash steam, and binary cycle power plant. Meanwhile, in geothermal heat pumps, there are 4 types of pumps, 3 closed-loop systems, horizontal, vertical, and pond, lake, and 1 open-loop system. The types of geothermal power plants. Dry steam plants are the most common types of geothermal power plants. It works by piping hot steam from underground reservoirs directly into turbines from geothermal reservoirs, which power the generators to provide electricity. After powering the turbines, the steam condenses into water, and is piped back into the earth through the injection well. The second type of geothermal power plant is the flash steam power plant. This power plant will pump hot water directly to the surface. It pumps hot water at high pressure from below the earth into a flash tank, which has low temperature on the surface. The sudden change in temperature creates steam, which drives the turbine and power the generator. The steam is cooled and condenses into water. Then, it will pump back into the ground through the injection well. Thirdly, it is known as a binary cycle power plant. Hot water from underground is pumped through a heat exchanger which heats a second liquid that transforms into steam. The steam will power the turbines that drive a generator. Then, the second liquid is recycled through the turbine, and back into the heat exchanger, where it can be used again. The figure shows the differences between the types of geothermal power plants. Now, we will explain about the geothermal heat pump. Closed-loop horizontal systems are for residential areas, and the larger commercial building usually uses closed-loop vertical systems. closed loops constructed under or in a pond or lake are usually the cheapest. The closed-loop system works when underground pipes circulate liquid that is heated or cooled by the earth. Then, the liquid is transferred through an exchanger to heat or cool the structure. The figure shows the open-loop system. It works when the water is taken directly from a source and into the heat pump. Then, it is recycled back out into the same sources. The figure shows the differences between geothermal heat pumps